Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lara, or Lara Likes Mascara, and though this channel is very makeup focused, that's pretty much exclusively what I talk about. I am all about using what you already have and really curating your current makeup collection and not needing to go out and buy new things. And in fact, I have been on a no buy / low buy for 3 years now. Wild to say. I mean, it will be 3 years at the end of 2021. It's been a while, and you might think that someone who's not purchased new makeup or has rarely purchased new makeup for 3 years might be like craving going to Sephora, doing that online shopping, doing all those holiday sales. But no, in fact, no, I am not. And I am here today to help you to not do that as well. And hopefully I can help you to resist all of those tempting great deals that are the holiday makeup sales, which they really do start earlier and earlier every year. My thoughts on holiday makeup sales, I mean, I think you can probably guess that I don't think super favorably about them. Oh, I don't have any lip product on. One moment. All right, just a casual nude, much better now. But interestingly, even before I went on this no buy and was like way more conscious about my makeup consumption, I actually never shopped any kind of sales at Sephora. I shopped a lot of sales in the drugstore. I was really bad for that. But like, despite being Sephora insider, I think that's like the lowest level you can be. I never took advantage of like the 10% off, because whenever I purchased products at Sephora, they were things that I really wanted. And if I was gonna spend like a couple extra dollars, that was fine. I wasn't using the sale as an incentive to like shop more or shop things that I just like wanted to try out. When I really wanted something, I would buy it. And so in that way, I think that my consumption of like more high-end makeup was very intentional, and that's the kind of makeup consumption that I aim to achieve in the future, but in all aspects. And I did not have that kind of relationship with the drugstore. All this to say, I had some good habits before. I had mostly bad habits as it came to makeup consumption, but I had some good ones, and I don't know if that's really relevant. But in this video, hopefully I'm going to be able to talk you out of all of that holiday makeup you are looking at purchasing. And not necessarily holiday makeup, but just like makeup that is on sale, because I know there's all sorts of deals. There's like Black Friday, there's the Sephora, well, the Sephora sale already happened, but you know, there's probably an Ulta sale for my American viewers, all sorts of like holiday sets and kits. That's still very much a thing. And I see lots of videos coming out on YouTube about people suggesting the best makeup kits to get. So hopefully I can turn you off on those. So I'm going to talk about how to avoid the sales, like tactically the strategies you can employ to not get sucked in. But I will also talk about why you should not be buying into these holiday sales in the first place. Shauna Rapari also did a video similar to this last year, specifically about why you should not buy more holiday makeup and conscious consumerism. I only watched a little bit of that because I didn't want to copy her points. But yeah, let's get into it. I'm going to start with the why and then move on to the how, because I feel like I need to explain why in the first place. Like, you may genuinely have no idea why it's not a good idea to spend all of your income over the next couple months on your holiday makeup. First of all, I feel like if you are watching this video, I'm assuming that you're a particular kind of makeup consumer. You are trying to be more conscious about your consumption. You're trying to finish some things off before you bring in new products. At least that's how I am. I have a lot of products right now that I'm really trying to get done before the end of the year. And I know that a lot of people have made videos like this, like 20 products that I want to finish by the end of 2021. Just you as viewers, I'm sure you feel the same way. I'm sure you have like a blush, a lipstick, and all of these skincare and body care products that you want to get out by the end of the year. And I think that's amazing, and it's because of this whole idea of like the fresh start, which makes a lot of sense. But if you're bringing new products into your collection, how are you going to finish those old ones? You know what I mean? And maybe you're thinking to yourself, okay, well, I'll buy it in November or December and then I won't use it until January. But Is that true? Like, I don't feel like everyone operates that way. If you get a new product, you're probably going to start using it right away, and then you will neglect the things that you want to finish by the end of the year. The products that I have in my project pan now, I'm not going to have in my project pan next year. And I think this is how most people operate. Like, they start fresh from the beginning of the year and they move on to using new products. So I gotta get these things done, or at least to the point of pan that I want, before 2022. And same with empties. Like, I really want to get as many empties as I can before the end of the year, because I am planning to go to L'Occitane to recycle them all, probably like late December, early January. And I don't want to have to like make a bunch of trips. So it just makes sense to have all of my empties together and as many as possible. So don't bring new things into your collection, because then you won't finish the old things. Another reason to steer clear, particularly steering clear from the holiday sets, is because they're not actually as good quality as what that brand usually produces. I think I learned this from Kelly Gooch, or just like watching YouTube over the years, that a lot of brands create these holiday sets which are just created for the holidays. Like, they're not year round, they're limited edition obviously, and they don't hold up to that brand's regular standard. They're like much worse quality because the brand is trying to capitalize on the holidays and knowing that people are going to be shopping. Obviously, this doesn't apply to all makeup, but if you were looking at holiday sets, just be aware that that quality is not going to be as good as it usually is. Okay, another thing that I'm going to assume about you as a viewer is that you have some kind of desire for like a curated makeup collection. Maybe not a minimal or minimalist makeup collection, whatever you term that to be, but you're conscious about your purchases and you want to stay that way. I made a whole video about what a minimal makeup collection is, and acknowledging that that is different for everyone, so I will link it here. But if your goal is minimizing, as it is for me, like that's why I went on this no buy in the first place. I wanted to minimize my collection. I wanted to get to know products better. If those are your goals, buying these holiday sets or these new releases, or just purchasing on Black Friday when you maybe wouldn't otherwise, you're going to be doing the opposite of your goals. You're going to be enlarging your collection rather than making it smaller. Because when I see people talking about buying new products for the holiday season or through the sales, it's not like I see along with that an acknowledgement of getting rid of products. When people talk about bringing new products into their collection, they don't also say, I'm bringing 5 new things in, and so that means that it's time to get rid of 5 new things. And I'm not encouraging that either, because that's just perpetuating this culture of like getting something new and then getting rid of it and getting something new. But if you're just buying new things, your collection is just going to get bigger and bigger, and that's completely going against your goals of makeup minimalism. And then the last reason, there's many reasons why you should steer clear, but I'm just kind of minimizing them here, is that there is no rush. I think when it comes to these sales, whether it's the Sephora VIB sale or the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty, Black Friday, there's this real pressure to buy in a limited amount of time, because you know that you'll never be able to get these deals again. And that's not even true, because like they'll come around again next year. There's a real pressure, and it's an effective marketing technique, and that's why brands and companies do it, because they know that if they say you can only buy during these 4 days, then people will do it rather than having like a month or two long of sales. And interestingly, The Ordinary kind of goes against this. They have, for like the whole month of November, it is November, so check that out. They have things on sale because they are explicitly against this kind of marketing that forces consumers to buy, or to make them feel like they're under pressure to buy because of the limited time frame. And if you really do want something, you will probably still want it next year. You will still want it in 3 months. And there really is no rush to buy it right now. There's tons of sales throughout the year, and either you'll find out that you really want that product, or you won't end up wanting it after thinking about it for a bit longer. So really, there is no rush. If you want to finish off 3 of your blushes before getting a new one, don't feel like you need to get that new one right now. You can wait. Hi, just popping in here because I completely forgot to say one of the reasons that you shouldn't go spending all of your money on makeup, and that is that you have better places to spend your money, especially this time of year. Now, I'm not saying like it's bad to spend money on makeup or anything to that effect. I'm just thinking about like the sheer scale at which we spend money on makeup, because particularly around December, if you're celebrating any kind of holidays or you're giving presents, you are probably going to be spending money on other people, and you don't want to like run into your allotted budget for other people. So I'm not saying like don't spend any money on yourself, or if you want to get yourself a gift, not to do that, but just to make sure that you will still be able to do the kind of holiday shopping for other people that you are planning to. And not even just holiday shopping, but like there's so many causes that can use your money as well. There's so many like organizations, food banks, charities that could also use your money. Like Giving Tuesday is coming up, and that's basically when charitable organizations do this big fundraise for like the end of the year. So if there are any charities that are like close to you, I would definitely encourage you to make some room in your budget to donate to them, and to not just kind of go buck wild on makeup, because as much fun as makeup is, yeah, it's nice to think about other people around the holidays as well. Also, happy Red Day. Taylor Swift just re-released Red. Go listen to it. Now, let's move on to how to successfully avoid all of those very tempting makeup sales. And I will say that like basically any video I've done talking about how to stick to your no-buy will apply here. So I will link some previous ones here. I did a video last year about Black Friday and like how to not shop. And all of those points do apply now, but I wanted to give some specifics to this particular time because I feel like things are especially like pervasive, you know, like the holiday sales. You just like can't help but encounter them, because I feel like I follow people who are like very conscious, like they're conscious consumers. To their audiences, they promote this idea of a curated makeup collection, and yet everyone still does these videos about Sephora VIB recommendations and holiday sets and blah 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 because people want them. Like it makes sense, but that's not what I'm about here. So if you've been avoiding all of those videos and you're looking for something that will help you avoid the holiday sales rather than buy into them, hopefully this is somewhat helpful. So the first tip is to think about, if the item was full price, would you still buy it? I think this is a good marker because a lot of the time when I had a worse relationship with makeup, the products that I would buy when they were on sale, I would not have bought them full price. Like I only sought them out because I knew that there was a sale on them, and that was my incentive to buy them. If there was something I really wanted, like I was talking about before with Sephora and not really paying attention to the sales, I would just buy it full price because it was worth it to me. And maybe this doesn't apply all of the time, but I think this is a pretty good marker for how interested you are in that product, or whether you're just like, meh, might as well, you know, it's on sale, why not? If you wouldn't have bought it if it wasn't on sale, really think about what that means. The next thing ties into one of the points I made when I was talking about the why you should avoid it, and that is really picture and envision your ideal makeup collection and what you want that to look like. Does this new product, does this new set, does that factor into the kind of makeup collection that you want? Do you want your makeup collection to be larger? Do you want your makeup collection to have 3 more eyeshadow palettes or whatever it is you're thinking of buying? If not, contemplate why it makes sense for you to buy those things. The next tip is to focus on the products that you're already working on, whether that's your project pan items, your eyeshadow pan goals, whether you're trying to get a bunch of things empty by the end of the year. Whatever your goals are, if you have like ongoing goals throughout the year, really hammer down, really push, I don't have the words, on those goals, because I think that having those goals in place will prevent you from looking elsewhere. This should actually be the time of year when you're trying to finish things off, when you're trying to collect empties, when you're trying to pan that whole eyeshadow palette or whatever it is, not when you're neglecting that and starting something new and then failing on all of your makeup panning goals. Okay, this next thing is maybe kind of controversial, and I don't even know if this is a tip, but I don't think it's a good idea to stock up on products. I know people are always like, oh, when there's a sale, you might as well get backups of whatever products you're currently loving. But I have done this in the past, and 99% of the time, I regret doing it. Because, first of all, you may never actually make it through that first product before it expires. So obviously by the time you make it onto the next product, it's been too long. Like, it'll just take you longer than you expect to finish makeup. I have just always found that to be the case, except for like brow gel. Actually, I feel like that doesn't take very long, but everything else takes forever, and it doesn't make sense to have backups in anything except for maybe skincare. And then second of all, you may not even be interested in the product by the time you've made it through that first one, if by some chance it hasn't expired. Just to give an example, because I think I talk about this product a lot, I have the MAC concealer, and this is the second one. I'm almost done it. When I had the first one, I was obsessed with it. I loved it. I purchased a backup before I even finished the first, and now I've realized that it's not for me anymore, and I wish that I hadn't purchased the backup, because honestly, like pretty early on to the second tube, I realized that it wasn't my preferred texture or even level of coverage anymore. So really think ahead to how long it's going to take you to get through that first one if you're buying multiples of an item, and if it makes sense to have a backup, because you may not even know how long it's going to take to get through that first one, and in that case, don't do it. Like blush, oh my god, if people buy backups of blush, no, man. The fastest you can get through a blush is like 2 years, and that's if it's a mini and you're using it like every other day. Don't do it. Do not buy backups of blush or eyeshadow palettes, but I don't think that's a thing that people do. And hot tip, I mean, this is very obvious, but do not engage with the kind of content that will encourage you to give in and to buy makeup. So whether it's those videos of people suggesting products to buy or holiday kits to get or Sephora VIB recommendations, don't watch them, don't engage, just don't do it. If you follow ColourPop or MAC or whoever on Instagram or you receive their emails, unsubscribe. Don't, I mean, if you're on a no-buy, you should not be doing that in the first place. That is not going to help. But like, especially now when all brands have like more products than they usually do to push, just disengage for a month or two. I think it will really help. And it'll probably really help your mental health as well, just in terms of like deciding, like fighting with yourself about whether you should do it or not. Just eliminate the urge completely. Seek out videos like this and, you know, people talking about conscious consumerism, because that'll just help you feel like, yes, I'm not alone, I can do this, and you'll feel in solidarity with those people, I think. Okay, and then lastly, if you do need to shop, if you're on a no-buy this whole year, but you said, I'm gonna allow myself to buy some things at the end of the year when there's sales or whatever it is, if there's a particular brand you're looking at making a holiday set, be very conscious and set yourself a budget. So really go in with a plan. Don't just on Black Friday have no idea what you're doing and just like go through all of the sales and kind of go wild. Really know what you're going in for. Have your eye on the prize. I think that'll really help with not getting distracted by all of the unexpected sales and things that now you want to try. Don't just buy things impulsively that you didn't know were on sale. Okay, so that's it. Hopefully this helped. I'm extremely tired today and I'm about to take a nap, so I feel like I didn't word things as well as I could have, and there is so much more that can be said on this topic, because when I was looking to see who else has made similar videos, basically disencouraging people to shop holiday sales, I couldn't really find anything. Like, there are some videos, but there's none for major creators, and there's not a ton. So I think we need more of those and fewer Sephora, VIB, and Black Friday hauls and sales and recommendations. But yeah, that's gonna be it for now. Let me know if you liked this video, and I hope it was helpful for you. And very quickly, I will talk about a book that I've been reading lately, because I do that in every video. So I don't have this one here anymore. I brought it back to the library already, but oh no, I think I do have it. One sec. So this is Care Work, Dreaming Disability Justice by Leah Lakshmi Pipsna Samarsinha. Apologies about the pronunciation, but this was actually a textbook that I had to read for one of my courses, and I'm so glad I did because I don't know if I would have gone to it otherwise. I think I'd heard of it sort of peripherally, but basically Leah is a disability justice activist and writer and community organizer. They talk about the movement of disability justice, which I didn't know much about. I knew about disability rights. I didn't really understand the difference between disability rights and disability justice, but disability justice is a much more inclusive, all-encompassing space, kind of in the way that the environmental justice movement is in comparison to the environmental rights movement. And it was great because like this was a textbook technically, but it was written in a very informal conversational style. It's like essays, but they're not really essays. Some of them are transcribed conversations. And it's just very, very accessible. And I don't think I'd read a book about disability before. So if you haven't either, this is a great place to start. And yeah, I would highly recommend it. I learned a ton. And it's a book you can read for pleasure. I really want to emphasize that. This is not just a textbook. So yeah, that's gonna be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. These were all of my thoughts on holiday makeup sales. I think I was a bit long-winded, but I'll see you next time. Have a great week. Bye-bye.